Actually, I realize now I don't have a lot of time, so let's get this shot.
Okay, yeah, let me just get this shot really quick.
Yeah,
you can see more of
You
this.
got a little bit. Tilting down.
No, hold there. I'm flying. I'm going to fly down. You tilt up.
Gill flaps are so far back.
It's like his
Hold there.
jowls.
Holding.
You can also see the sensory canal going back on the head between the eye and the back of the head and another canal.
Up a little more.
Top of the head.
Tilting out.
Yep. I'm just going to set down here.
Sensory cells in the canal.
I can move us back about 5 meters if you want to stay here any longer.
No, it's okay. Yeah, there's nothing pressing in the view for Sirius.
Our
You
shift
can go up.
is done.
Yeah, can we come up a little bit? There we go.
Nothing in sonar that
Perfect.
stresses us, so we'll just jump to the other high there and check it out. Give us lots of leash to run off.
So should we move on and
There
try
we
to see
go.
what else there is to see? No? You want to keep staying here? Okay.
I just wanted a
run on.
profile shot of
No,
them.
video wanted a really good shot of it. Plus, I'm quite enjoying this. I've never seen one of these before.
Really? Oh,
Nope.
that's exciting.
I just want to do one
Diva
more
has a
quick
bucket
thing.
list of fish.
I just
so
want to see it
No, I just have a
scan.
bucket list of deep sea animals.
Oh, well, then
I've seen quite a couple
perfect.
of them, yeah, on this expedition.
These barbs are cool on the side of
So
it.
hopefully you guys at home are also crossing off
You can really see the
your bucket
sensory
list.
canals with the little bits where the
Wow.
sensory cells are for picking up information.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Nav bridge, move it. Is it complete?
Okay. Got 3 seconds here, then I should continue
Okay.
on.
One other thing
Fantastic.
about the
I'm coming
angler
out now.
fish in general,
Great.
Thank you so much,
the whole
guys.
order
Yeah, no
is the
problem.
gill openings was placed further back than on most fishes. On most
All right,
fishes,
continuing
gill
on.
openings are in front of those, big
Okay, I'm going
like,
to tilt up a little bit and then give it back to you.
But in the
Okay,
anglerfish, the
thanks.
gill openings
Tilting
are
up,
actually
and it's yours.
behind those,
Great,
kind of,
thanks.
so they're not in the, what would be equivalent to the armpits of people in the joint of the
And head towards our little bit of sonar returns here. Let's see what we got.
That's really interesting.
See, there's another little hill over here. Must be something. Oh boy. We might have sent us off to the
Off we
end.
go into the wild blue yonder.
Let's see what we've got. I've got a whole lot of nothing on the sonar.
Okay.
So this is 1160. We went back down. So we're going downhill.
Okay.
So
it
we
looks like
we drove over the peak and back down. It appears we can try east-west to see if there's anything. Let me look. Let's bump this out to 50 real quick.
Scientists, shore-based scientists, do we want to try to jump to one of the other highs?
Looking out to the east.
That's what I think we should do.
Maybe something, but not
Anybody
much.
there but me?
Yeah, so something off in the east maybe. Let's try the west.
Okay.
There's south again, and pick up a little for this.
Okay, so even though we really don't hear anybody right now, we're reading in the event log that we thought it might be a good time to move to one of the other local summits. So we will talk to the ROV team and make that happen
After the
after their shift change.
shift change, yep.
So I may be having comms problems. Can anybody hear me now?
I can hear you, Jeff.
Anyone besides Diva?
Do you want me to call Roland? Or
Hi, Deb. It's Scott France. I can hear you on the video stream, but I cannot make out what you're saying on the teleconference call.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to go talk to our comms people and see if there's something going on.
Okay, co-pilot Nav.
Hey, pilot.
Good afternoon.
So Nav, let us know when you have a moment.
I think we're probably ready now to discuss option.
Sure.
Great. So what we'd like to do is jump to one of the other local highs
Okay.
on this seamount. We think we've explored this one pretty well.
So you want to jump directly on the top, or do you want to jump
you're behind me.
into
I can
the
turn to
saddle
video.
between the two and climb
Actually,
up top?
stand by, watch lead. Let's get D2 into view.
I think you might have to back up.
Watch lead, if you
Or I
want to
can
talk to
turn.
Nav, they can figure that out, and we can figure out what's
Oh,
next.
I'm really far behind you,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah.
Which way are you facing?
I'm facing due south.
So where did they leave us, Jeff?
No, we can't look at that.
Okay, let's figure out where I am.
They don't have, I think they don't have Sirius.
I am
on.
behind you. We're both, we're facing opposite ways.
Yes.
Okay, I will drive back under you, get reacquired
Okay,
here.
so Nav, I think what we want to do is just jump to one of the other local highs. There's
I see,
there's
shut
actually
off for
4
this
of them,
goosefish.
maybe.
Okay,
So
we
I don't know
have
if we want to
0
move to the
turns.
summit that's to our, is that east because we're looking south? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's to our west.
Is it west? Oh yeah, so we're going south. Sorry, my brain is not working.
That's fine.
How far away is that? How
That's
long would it take to get us there?
500 meters. That's 30 minutes in transit once we're in formation, 10 to 15 minutes to get off bottom and set up and get up to speed, 10 or 15 minutes to get back, probably 45 minutes to an hour to get there and
that
settled.
might be too long. Instead of doing that, maybe we should wander down one of these 2 ridges. Yeah.
Down is not
Down is not what you
easy
guys
thing
do.
to do.
Yeah, I forgot.
It is doable and gentle slopes, but
here we are.
these slopes I think are probably a little too steep for really what we'd be comfortable doing, because what we have to do is the RV, let's just like back down.
Right,
it's
right.
very awkward.
What about just exploring a little further south on this summit, which should be pretty gentle right there?
Yeah, that I don't think that would be undoable, but
Okay.
I'll check with Carl to make sure. But that
Yeah.
should be, that's,
Now that I'm in view, I
That
kind
might
of
be
like
our
the idea of
best
hopping
option.
down.
What do you think?
you do or don't.
I do. I mean, we have 2 hours left on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
We can't mess around on the top of this little cone for 2 hours straight.
So watch things. What we can do essentially is jump down into the saddle, which is only 200 meters or
and
so.
then drive back up?
And then drive back up this other one.
Yeah, that looks good. I think we
Okay.
should do that.
All right, let's do that. So that is roughly a 200-meter move from where you are now, Carl, due west.
Okay. Sean, let's start sidling west. I think we can stay in formation to save that time.
Okay.
So shore-based
I'm gonna
scientists,
do
what
a
we're going to do
mid-water
is
transect.
we're going to move
Sounds
off
good.
this little
I
high.
like this idea.
Yeah.
We're going to jump down to the west where there's a saddle. You can actually look at the
Yeah,
high
we can
pack
do
of
it at like
infantry in stream
0.3. How long will that take
and
to get to like?
basically we'll
Yep.
fly
we go to,
down
like,
to
there or
that
something?
Should be
little low,
220 meters,
and
I
then
believe.
we'll ascend up to
200
the
meters.
next
Remember to go in formation
summit
as
to our
we're
west.
ascending and
So we'll be
descending?
No,
moving
just
up
as
that
we are
slope,
now.
Okay,
watching
copy
while
that,
we
yeah.
go. Does that
It'll
sound
save
good
us
for everyone?
5 minutes. I
We
That'll
think
be
it's probably
19
the best
minutes.
use of our time.
That'd be 19 minutes at point 3.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, tell me when you guys are ready.
Okay. Sean, you can keep coming around to. Is it due west?
Yep,
basically?
let's just do west.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, seeing mostly agreement. That's what we're going to do. I think it's going to maximize our time as opposed to flying for 45 minutes with no end in sight. So,
All right, I think we're ready.
Copy that. Direction of motion is going to be 270.
Okay.
Bridge, nav.
Ready for me to come up?
Go ahead, Nav.
We're going to jump up into the water column
yeah,
and
I'll just come up
fly
like
a little
5
bit.
meters
So if
up.
we can go 175 meters,
And, yeah, you can
270
stay,
degrees,
yeah, 18 above me.
0.3 knots,
20
please.
above me.
Copy that.
I repeat, range 175 meters, bearing 270, speed 0.3.
Correct. Thank you, Bridge.
So that's 19 minutes, huh?
Yep.
All right. Got both our sonars. Actually, could you set Sirius out a little further? D2's already out really far.
All right, Sirius is out to 100.
All right. See what we see. And how much are we dropping? Just 30 or 40 meters?
Yeah, probably. Yep, 35 to 45 probably.
Okay.
So you should probably not lose bottom lock.
That's good.
Nav, bridge move initiated.
Thank you, Bridge.
Okay, Copilot, I have auto depth set in at 8 meters altitude here, so should be safe to drive ahead. I'll just keep myself centered in your screen.
Copy that. Sounds good.
Sonars look clear. So the last watch really hung on to the bottom to the very last second to give us this transit, huh?
Yeah. They're like, oh wait, we're gonna do blue water transit switch. Actually, we're in Mike Vecchione's depth range for his mid-water transects, and when we were coming down this morning, we saw by far the most biomass in the water that we've seen this cruise.
Nice. Well,
So
look ahead.
it is possible to see something.
Seem to have a lot of swing arm glare here. Let's see.
You want me to adjust?
I think maybe one of the uppers is. Oh, whoops. I already had control. I think one of the uppers is doing something funky. Let's take a look. Yeah, the starboard upper is pointed straight back at me. Wonder why that is. It's better.
So do you want them all up, both upper swing arms?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw in Mini Zeus, but that one was all the way down.
You know, I thought it was me. I just adjusted it.
Okay, video. We got something in the water here. Can you zoom center?
I don't have time.
Okay.
Okay, somebody, your mic's open.
Do you want to try anything else? Side arms at all?
Hold there. No, that looks good. Copilot.
Where is it? Oh, that thing.
I'm not sure which one.
Ah.
Go on.
This will definitely be a challenge for you, video.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go wide. I think
Okay, coming
lost it.
wide.
So basically, this isn't quite an official midwater transect, but as long as we're doing it, as I drive ahead, we might see jellies or something, and I'll just try to keep a steady distance while you try to focus.
Okay, sounds good.
But
All
it's challenging.
Ship's already made 30
Challenging
meters, so it
subject.
looks like you guys are starting to move according to high pack.
Yeah. Centering myself back up. Nav, if you reduce the sensitivity of the sonar, you might pick out, sometimes we pick out small things in the water.
Wait, do you reduce or increase?
I guess increase sensitivity, sorry.
Okay.
So actually you drag it down,
Down?
a bit though. Yeah.
Okay.
Till you get a lot of, till you
right.
get purple speckles really.
Got it.
And then anything else should show up. Okay, delta's 18, I'm pretty well centered. So I'm not seeing much in the water except for these round objects. They'll be hard to focus on. Do you see the ones I'm talking about, video? There's probably 8 in the screen now.
Yeah, this one that's like coming towards us right
Actually,
now.
there's something swimming through the middle. Can you try to focus on that guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ketignath.
It looks like a little larvae. Oops.
It's gone.
I think that's a Ketignath.
Ketignath?
Yeah,
Okay,
also
you can go
called
wide.
arrowworm.
Okay, full wide.
Yeah, when we were descending, we saw some of those little silver things we were seeing in February at 150 meters.
Oh yeah, that we specially stopped for or whatever. Yeah.
I saw some of those, and then we saw a lot of these little things that I'm guessing were some kind of foram or very large, like coccolithophore, but I wasn't sure. But it was a hard center with some kind of mucal net house
Do you
around
want to
them.
zoom and focus on the round object center?
Sure.
That's what we. Okay, hold there.
Okay, holding.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, not sure
I
what
don't
that
know
is.
what that is. Can I zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's max.
Okay.
I don't know. Or that's max.
Sediment caught in a mucus net.
Yeah.
It's probably
Okay.
Oops.
Go wide.
Coming full wide.
It looks more interesting when you're not zoomed in. There's definitely a little bit of a current carrying me off to Sirius's starboard.
ship's 65 meters into the move.
Okay. Altitude 32. Both sonars look clear. What's that?
Something coming towards us.
Okay, you can zoom and focus as you need. It's coming fast though.
It is coming fast.
I'll try to stop.
That's as wide as I get.
Okay, coming up.
Trying to follow it.
I think it's getting really close.
Do we have any more zoom? Any more zoom?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not in the light,
Yeah.
and it's too close. I can't focus on it.
Okay. Yeah, it just went by the white bar. Alright, you can go wide.
Okay, full wide.
Thank you. Oh, that was really close.
Oh, fishy. Okay.
He was definitely too fast. Okay, delta's 19. Sonars are clear. Altitude 57.
Here comes something top of screen, gelatinous.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Maybe I can.
you can.
You can do it. There you go.
Okay. See what you can do.
Oh, just a mucus net.
Okay.
Nobody's home.
All right. Go wide.
Coming wide. Full wide.
Oh, there's
one of
some
those.
siphonophore or something.
Okay.
Also siphonophore.
Potentially.
Should I go in?
Yeah. I'll try to bring it to center.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's good.
I think it broke apart. Coming wide. That's full wide.
Okay.
All right, 70 meters remaining in the move.
Excellent. Out of 200?
175.
Okay.
All right. You're getting a consistent return about 18 meters off to port, but it's 4 sweeps have come up now. I don't know if it's a harmonic or an echo or what, but it's
I see it.
definitely there.
Co-pilot, can I zoom in on D2?
Yeah. Go for it. So it's ahead. It's still 18 meters away, though.
Yep. But there's something out there.
Can you, once you get your nice shot, can you go wide again on Sirius?
Okay, coming wide. Full wide.
Okay. Oh, you brought your heading around, co-pilot?
About 10 degrees, yeah.
Okay. Can you bring it back?
Absolutely. Coming back.
And we lost the return.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
There was definitely something, though, moving around out there.
Do fish at this depth actually have gas in their swim bladders?
I would think so, but
I think
Yes.
so.
Must take a lot of energy to make it.
Oops. It would be interesting to see what happens if the lights on D2 go off and see what fish come by, maybe.
How would we see them?
You turn the lights back on.
Oh. Just
We
turn
actually
them off, back on.
just tried that earlier this cruise.
I don't think the lights are as much a deterrent as the noise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Scott, I was not quoting the X-Files. That was all X-Temp on my part.
Is there just an X-Files question on OKEX?
That's what we're here for, Scott, to entertain and educate you.
Video, let's see what those pair of objects is.
Okay.
Too late. Sorry, I called it out too late.
That's okay.
It's nothing like taking a 10,000-pound vehicle and trying to image something that's floating that weighs about a third of a gram, probably.
It's true. You guys think it's warm in here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Should get someone in the dry lab to open the AC.
There's. Oh wait.
Or
Never mind.
yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Oxygen.
Cold oxygen.
All right, Delta's 22.
Right. 25 meters remaining.
Yeah, if the altitude's right, it's a bigger drop than I thought.
Yeah, it says we're 80. Huh.
Yep.
What's that? Wait a second. That's different.
There's something.
Oh, wait, yeah.
There's something.
All right. Slowing
Yeah,
down
you
and
can
coming
see
up.
his like little beating cilia.
Okay.
Okay, as you want video.
Zooming in. Come back. Come back, come back, come back.
And
No.
it's gone.
That was fun chasing it though.
Oh, that's the same one just down below. Okay, coming back to center.
Okay, I'm full wide.
Thank you, video.
Yeah, you want a little starboard too, so if you...
There we go.
All right, ship should start settling out here in just a moment.
Nav
Okay.
bridge, move complete.
Or now. Thank you, Bridge. And interestingly enough, I guess we're just shallow. I didn't see you guys. That's more or less where you started. You haven't. I don't think you're going to swing for very long.
Yeah. Yeah, we're shallow, so it's just a couple of minutes. Co-pilot, want to start heading down?
Absolutely. Do you want to do 15 or the full 30?
Let's do 15.
Copy.
We'll be less drastic.
Yeah. All right, coming down.
Okay. I'll just stay centered and thrust down to keep about 20 delta. And the key for going down when we're in flight formation like this is if I get behind and our delta turns to say 10 or something, then the tether bows up because of the current going.
Yeah.
We're going down, so the water's moving up, and it can get over serious.
Okay.
And in, I don't know, in the past 7 years, that's happened like 3 times doing this.
Okay. And it's a pain to get untangled from.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much you lock in your speed, and I try to do a good job. Okay, altitude 65. And this isn't too much different from when we acquire bottom every day. But during midwater transects, it's an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, my delta's
Getting close to
yeah.
30.
I'll slow down. Altitude 60 meters. Delta 25. Okay, delta's 21. I'm starting down again. Okay, delta 17, nicely centered.
Ooh, well, missed it.
He looks like the same ones we see on the bottom. Altitude 43 meters.
So, to any scientists interested, Chris Ma just tweeted at me with the power of Twitter that crinoid that we saw that had the branching arms was ID'd as a new genus by Tunnicliffe et al. In 2015. So we probably should have collected that. But it's okay. Maybe we'll see another one. This crinoid. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Trifurcation. New genus.
Altitude 33.
Chris, you know, should have been on it, man. We would have collected that in an instant.
So is it that branching, those trifurcated branches that make it so special?
Consistent
I
return.
have no idea. I'm going to guess that's one of the characteristics that makes it so special.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Looks
some
fiery
bumps.
almost. Yeah.
Okay, altitude 26, delta 20. Altitude 43 on Sirius. Okay, visual on bottom on D2, 15 meters up. So I'll come to bottom, co-pilot, and you can stop the normal altitude.
Copy that.
And we are back on the bottom. And by bottom, I mean we're in the saddle between two highs. So I think what we're going to do once the pilots have a moment, we're going to be moving up the slope to the west.
If you could make
with
the first
goal
ring
of attaining the
12.5
next
meters,
summit over from where we were.
All right, we can head west to that summit.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, Nav.
Why am I typing?
Yeah, looking at my sonar, it's not too steep. West looks generally uphill.
Yeah, I'm not picking too much up on mine. It looks pretty small angle. So I'm fine with west. Directly west.
30, 40 meters, Carl? What you feeling?
Yeah, let's do a 40.
40 I.
I'm pretty far out there.
Bridge nav.
I'm actually pulling you around a bit, I think, co-pilot.
Maybe a tad.
I guess there's there's a current that's pulling the tether that way. That's why I keep drifting that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have about a 5-degree turn, consistent from my auto heading.
So, for those of you who are just joining us for this dive,
Bridge nav.
we are at
Go ahead, Nav.
Northwest
40
Guam.
meters,
This is an
270
extinct
degrees,
volcano.
0.3 knots, please.
We are
40 meters, bearing 270, 0.3 knots.
Oh,
at geology.
correction, 0.2
and
knots.
We found
0.2
lots of
knots.
great biology on this dive.
Thank you, pilot.
We had gone up to one of the local summits of this volcano,
There's something in our
where we
view.
found
Yeah,
a lot
wanna
of
do
corals,
a
lots of
quick
different types
zoom?
of corals.
See if
Nav,
there's
bridge
a-
moon
And
initiated.
now we've flown
Okay.
down into a
Okay,
small
hold there.
saddle between two of
Hold
the
it.
highs, and then we're going to be ascending the slope up to the next high to the west.
Where did it go? All right,
The
can you
depth
come wide?
is
I'll come wide.
1250,
Yeah, it was
Oh.
a shrimp.
It's fast
and
one.
we have about
It's
No,
right
I'll
there.
go
hour,
check out this white
maybe
thing
an
over
hour and
here.
a half
That's
on
fine.
bottom left.
Ooh, is that a tunicate? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Wrong way.
Well, I'll just zigzag around in this saddle while we wait for the ship in Sirius. See what we can find.
Cool. Let's go run around.
Looking at mid-water there.
There's a shrimp in midwater.
Yeah.
Evidently, that's a Caridian.
Hi, Deb. This is Bob.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bob.
video, you can start zooming.
Okay, zooming in.
Yeah, I got in late, but
Okay, that's good.
did we get any
Oops.
rock samples?
We did. We picked up one rock sample from a nice outcrop that looked like a dike,
Okay, you can go in.
Okay, zooming in.
about probably 2/3 of the way up the slope. And then we
Pilots,
Coming back up.
our current bailout is listed as due north, but
Okay.
since we're going to be
Just go
climbing
wide.
up this thing,
Don't
I'm
think
going
he
to
wants
make
to
it
be-
northeast
Yeah.
if that's
to the
okay.
left.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's full wide.
Yeah, copy that, Nav.
Bridge nav.
This is the bridge. Go ahead.
Hey, just an update to our bailout. We're climbing a different direction now, so let's make it 045 degrees for emergency bailout.
Roger. Bailout to 045 degrees.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've touched down on this other local high, and we
Or
can see
low.
a couple Comanche crinoids. If we do see any stalked ones, it's important that we zoom in on them, just because it could be one of those trifurcated specimens that we saw before, which is likely a new genus, we've now been informed. But let's see what we saw. Lots of really interesting corals and fish, and also sponges on the other local high. So let's see what this one has to offer.
It looks like we're in a little pile of very, very
Wanna zoom on this video?
manganese-crusted rocks.
I think it might actually just be rock.
Zooming in.
They look pretty broken up.
Oh, that looks like those.
What is that?
It's a dead stump of a coral.
Oh, is that a sponge behind it?
And it is a sponge behind it, likely Pharea sponge.
Yeah, dead coral stump. Okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
coming wide.
Looked better from farther away. Looks like Sirius started moving.
Yeah, you have a lot more tether now.
Good afternoon,
Excellent.
everyone on the Okeanos Explorer. The ship's door is now open for the next 10 minutes. Next 10 minutes, the ship's door is now open.
So we're just passing a black
Can you
hole, of
restart
which we saw
my,
many on the other local high, likely
Starboard
Trisopakis.
minute cam. Oh, it just came back.
And we've got another Comanche crinoid here, coming into view.
Do you see it went dead?
Yeah. Do these normally need restarted, or do they usually just flash back on?
I wasn't sure what was wrong. Can't say I've seen that.
I think I saw it before, but it came back on like that in a few seconds.
I've seen it do that once or twice so far. It's cruise.
Just needs a break.
So we're kind of wandering around in this saddle right now. You can see fairly large pockets of sediment and then sort of piles of very weathered looking manganese encrusted rock. In addition, there are some areas that look like they're sort of platey or they're sort of draped over in the outcrops. And then what we see on the left-hand side right now is pretty typical of what we've seen a lot during this dive, which are rounded, weathered, kind of not angular rocks, with the exception of the time when we were looking at that dike feature.
You do or you don't?
Good, Deb. I was just talking with my wife about the watching it on TV. It's like going to another planet. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's boring, but it's always me.
Wait, so Bob, I didn't hear you. You said sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's interesting, but what?
I think there's a problem. The link, I'm not hearing you very well either. Add link.
Thank you, Rich.
You can just type it into the event log. I actually just sent you an instant message on there, so you can just respond to me there if you can't hear me. It seems I might be having comms issues today.
Still due west, feel like?
Yeah, I think west is probably our best bet.
Bridge nav.
Video, I want to do a quick zoom on
Go
this
40
white
meters,
object.
270 degrees, 0.2 knots, please.
40 meters, bearing 270, speed
hold
0
there.
to 2.
Okay, hold it.
Just a shiny part of the rock again.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it is.
Now, move initiated.
Just move along at half zoom
Thank
for
you.
a minute, and then we'll
Okay.
go back to searching.
So we've got a couple more Comanche crinoids and sponges around here. What looks like a dead
different.
sponge there,
Well, 'cause it's
or a dirty one. A nematocalcinous shrimp. Another Comanche crinoid and another sponge, probably in the genus Pharea.
Could we take a peek at that sponge just at the lower end? Yeah, that's it, please.
Peek at a sponge, I
That
heard?
sponge right in front of you, please, Carl.
Yeah. Okay.
okay. Do you want me to come wide?
No.
Or, no?
You can stand by there.
Okay.
And Shirley's just told me that the Freya that we saw that was just a little bit off color.
Okay, you can zoom.
That's
so
definitely dead. But whereas this one we're looking at right now is beautiful and alive. It's just incredible these incredible morphologies that these sponges make.
That one's just beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Can they zoom in a little closer by any chance?
Yes, I can. I have a little. Oh wait, that's next.
If you go, go wide.
Okay, coming wide.
I'll actually come up to it.
That's about the opposite of zooming in a little closer.
Hang on.
We got to get a toe hold.
Okay. They're setting up right now, Chris.
Freya.
Okay. I think they're going to try to get in position to zoom in again.
Yeah, I had just been scanning along, zoomed in, so I wasn't set up at all.
Yeah, thanks, pilot. I wasn't trying to say that you weren't trying to do your best. What is going on with this geology? It's weird. So geologists on the line, did anybody see it when we were spread out? Oh, you can see it over in the Sirius feed pretty well. I'm not sure what we're looking at, honestly.
We're stable.
I mean, I know that we're looking at little ridges of rock with sediment between them, but I'm not quite sure why this pattern would have formed.
So this is definitely a glass sponge or hexactinellid, but it's likely not Freya. It may be Dictyocalyx, but our sponge taxonomists are weighing in from the shore.
So sponge people, where does the water enter and where does the water come out on these types of sponges? I'm going to wait for an answer in the event log.
So what's happening is the water is going in the sides, I think, of these tubes. So it's going in all those little cross holes that you're looking at. And then it exits through the larger oscula that are on the ends of these tubes.
Cool. Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Shirley, for answering on the event log.
But fine for right now. I have you at 60 in my camera.
It's kind of nice that we said the same thing. I wasn't looking at hers, so I'm glad we didn't conflict.
Me too.
Do you have any more zoom video?
Nope, that is next zoom.
Okay. I'm going to come out a bit to get the whole sponge.
Yep.
So this is something that looks very reminiscent of a sponge that was collected in Hawaii that we're only calling right now Dictyocalyx new species 1. And I think that's probably the best guess at the moment on this.
So, Chris, if it's a new species, then it's likely a new record for this area,
We're about to get photobombed from a
if it was only previously seen in Hawaii.
Right, that's correct. That's correct, because it was, if it is the same thing, it was a new species for Hawaii, and that means it's never been seen anywhere, or anywhere in the species.
Hang on.
So that would definitely mean it would be a new record here.
Ready? Yeah, we're doing
So we've also got this Nematocarcinus shrimp coming in.
Coming wide a little bit.
It wants to be a featured a bit today.
Yeah, I just wanted that focus pool.
Okay.
Is that a silica sponge?
So we should either...
I think we should...
What type of sponge?
Yeah. Can you mark this, I guess?
Silica? Is that... Are they all...
So watch lead. This is pilot.
Yes, it is. This is a glass sponge. It has a siliceous skeleton.
Well, I guess we'll just go. Okay, you can come wide video.
Okay, coming full wide.
All sponges have silica skeleton?
No, but this particular sponge does. This is in the class Hexactinellida, and that encompasses the group of what's called glass sponges. That the spicules, I believe, are exclusively silica. There's two other groups of sponges, and I think they have mixed silica and calcium.
Would you mind just panning around here a little bit if we've got time?
Sure.
It's weird. I just don't know what it is or why.
Cool.
So I know Bob's on the line. I'm not sure if there are any other geologists on the line. Bob, have you seen anything that looks like this before? Especially if you look at the Sirius feed.
Well, to me, it looks like dikes. I don't really understand why the sediment. It could be those are volcaniclastic layers that have been weathered out by.
Can you come up 5 meters or
um,
so, co-pilot?
Okay, how old
Delta's
is
only
it?
12.
That's the question.
Absolutely. Don't even
So
know where the
we
tether
dated
is.
Tracy, which is the next arc volcano to the south. It's extinct. I think it's like about 500,000 years old, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was 500,000 years old. It's not old at all compared to the seamounts in the Central Pacific. Those are on the order of 100 million years old. But these look almost as old. But have you guys gotten any idea about the manganese crust? The manganese crust on these things? How's
Pretty
that?
sudden
There's
change
a
bottom.
very it looks like there's a pretty heavy manganese crust on everything on this
So we
seamount.
should let this
not
move,
only the
settle out
rocks, which of course we'll be
in
able
a
to
few
look
minutes
at
and
when we
then
get them
find
up. But
uphill
in general, we
direction
also have
yeah, I'm still not picking a whole lot on sonar.
we've actually seen multiple corals that are covered in a manganese
Which way does
crust. So
Hypax
fossil
say?
corals that are almost entirely enveloped in a manganese crust. So
314.
it's pretty heavy here.
315.
Did you see any evidence of a drowned reef?
I'm not sure that we did. We saw one piece of manganese encrusted
Let's
rock
see.
that was
Wanna
very flat,
put a
very regular looking. That
D2 sonar out
had
another
a
click.
morphology that was similar to a carbonate
Try
platform.
facing 314.
But we haven't seen anything
yeah,
that
80.
looked particularly reef-like. And I'm not really sure if that
Would a
could have
follow
just been a
pilot?
blocky piece of tailless
Sure.
that came from somewhere else. But it was pretty big
Just
and pretty
judging
flat.
by HIPAC, we have to at least start heading north.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that those first two dives with those incredible carbonate rocks, none of them are here, which isn't surprising because this is much younger than Santa
Probably
Rosa
want to
Bank.
pop up 3 or 4
igneous
meters.
rock.
It's also much deeper than where we were on
might
Santa
help.
Rosa Bank. If I remember correctly, we were between 400 and 600 meters. And on this one, we're over 1,200 meters.
And it's interesting. Now we've sort of ended
Santa
up on
Rosa Bank is part of.
Sorry, go ahead, Bob.
Okay, Santa Rosa Bank, Guam, Rota, Tinian, Saipan, and Ferdinanda
it's to your
del
port now.
Medellin. Hard for me to say. FTM.
I mean, the slight
they're
rise
all
in
part
the
of the
sediment.
structural
Yeah.
uplift that's got rocks that are
Let's
about
call it
40 to
300
20 million
for
years
now.
old.
Okay.
To the
We could
west
do,
of there, we have the arc.
Yeah, do like a 50.
Inanadu was
50?
a really
Okay.
psycho arc volcano. That one is one of the
For
most
300?
interesting arc
Okay.
volcanoes complexes
Yeah,
anybody.
that looks pretty.
We
Based on
haven't figured
HIPAC,
it
it
out.
looks really good.
But now we're north of
Bridge nav.
We're in
Go
the
ahead.
stable arc.
50
So Tracy
meters,
is the southern
300 degrees,
just west of Guam.
0.2 knots,
This is the
please.
second one.
I repeat, 50 meters, bearing
Next one is
300,
west,
0.2
Rhoda,
knots.
Read back
Also
correct.
did,
Thank you.
there's a huge caldera, and we found mineralization in there that's just spectacular. It's protected because it has a lukewarm
Nav bridge.
vent,
Yeah,
like we saw
copy sideways
yesterday.
and back here.
And then it
Actually, I
just
can come down
marches
some
all the
now.
way north to
Pretty
coast.
far out.
Some of them are alive. Esmeralda is one of these, and that is a cauldron. That thing is basically always active. And, going up north, the first of these that rises above sea level is Anatahan. And Anatahan has got one of the most fascinating stories. During World War II, Japanese supplied Saipan the little boats that went island to island at night. And the U.S. Navy caught one in 1944. And after they sunk the boat, there were 35 men and one woman on this island. And they stayed there, even though the Japanese basically got in little boats around and said, the war is over, come out, and basically, it's a huge story. It's a book. It's one of the first movies the Japanese made after the war. If you ever get a chance, read it. It's a hell of a read.
Thanks, Bob. You've made our transit through nothing but sediment much more enjoyable.
This is not nothing but sediment. There's some rocks.
Where are the rocks?
Probably lots of biology
Sorry, where
down
are the
there.
rocks?
Video, will you
don't
zoom in on the
underestimate
rocks?
planes. Planes are just as important part
Okay, I'll
of,
zoom in on the rocks.
of deep sea ecosystems. Look,
Tilting
there's
down.
an animal. Where?
I saw
to
it.
the left. Yes,
You guys
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
Look,
you guys
an
know
animal.
about Northwest Rota 1?
Is that the one that's one of the ones that's actively erupting, isn't it?
Okay, you can go
That
wide
was
video.
so exciting in 2005
Forward?
when I went with Noah, Bob Embley, and Bill Chadwick, and geez, what a hell of a crew. And they found this thing with CTD, and it was erupting, and we didn't know it was erupting because it's throwing out these sulfur balls.
What kind of fish is that?
I'll let you guys talk.
There's a fish behind the sponge. If you could image the fish, please.
There's also a black shrimp.
Yeah,
Let's
there's
see.
shrimp,
Start
there's a
that video.
sponge, there's
Sorry.
fish. All kinds of stuff going on here. On
I'm
this
gonna pull back
flat
full wide.
plane.
Okay.
Full wide.
Okay, let's go for the fish while I'm far away. You're
Okay.
free to zoom.
So this is actually what a lot of the deep sea looks
I'll
like.
creep up on it.
The average depth of our deep oceans is 3,862 meters, which is a good bit deeper than this, but a lot of it does look very similar to this. Just take away some of these smallish rocks.
That's pretty cool.
And despite, there's this kind of
Make it a
stereotype
tent
that no, there's not a
Okay.
lot that lives there, but in fact there is. There's lots of animals that live within the sediment, lots of animals that live on top of the sediment. They're just sometimes smaller because there's not that much food. So this fish is called Bathygadidide, according to Bruce. Bathygadidide, yeah. And you can also see a xenophyophore.
Yeah, the Bathygaddids are,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
the Bathygaddids
We just ran into the xeno.
It's not funny.
are very closely related to rat tails, the grenadiers. They're sometimes placed in the subfamily.
Can I zoom in a little bit more?
Yes.
And sometimes separated out of their own family. A
Okay,
couple of the
I'm gonna,
characteristics are
stop
very
right there.
long
Okay.
filamentous fin rays on pelvic fins on the belly, on the pectoral fins, the ones sticking out from the side behind the gill cover, and this one even has a long filament on the dorsal fin. There are two genera. We're guessing Bathygaddids, Chris? No, Gadoma. I'll type that in a moment. To really tell the
Okay,
difference,
he's
we
getting
need
too
to get
far
a
away now.
picture on
Okay,
the
zooming
chin.
out a little bit.
And this fish, they're never cooperative. Never like
Yeah,
to
you
show
can
their
just slowly go out.
profiles for some reason.
Okay.
Let him disappear.
This is a fish that are frightened by the light.
He's running faster than Sirius.
One way to tell these apart from the current is that the current
that's
has a
full
very
There was something
low
rust color
second dorsal
just
fin
coming
saw
out
that.
of the thing.
tail. In the Bathygaddids, that second dorsal fin is high and very
Right.
distinct.
Let's check this out video. You're free to zoom.
These things,
Zooming in.
things seem to become usually over soft sediment. Very much Bathygaddid habitat.
So that looks like a hydrothermally altered rock, or possibly just a very, very weathered rock.
Or it might be man-made and rusting.
Or it could be man-made and rusting.
I have more zoom.
Yeah. Or it could be
Okay,
man-made and
I'll,
rusting.
I'll
Absolutely.